Hey everyone, this is Angela from Bake It with Love, and today we're making our super orange crush soda cupcakes with the orange crush soda buttercream frosting. We've used a little bit of Jello and stuff in these too, so hold on there, watch the video. These are so popular, it doesn't matter what age, they love them. The first step is to reduce your orange crush soda. You're going to need some of it, let it sit at room temperature. The other 2 cups is going to go into your saucepan, and we're going to reduce that. It takes about a half an hour to reduce down to a half a cup. And the easiest way to tell when you've already reached a half a cup is to do a half a cup of water, kind of eyeball in your saucepan that you're going to use where that would be, and then measure into your glass measuring cup to see if you're there yet. You should be able to eyeball it once you know kind of where that half mark is that you're looking for. So I started out with 2 room temperature bottles of the orange crush soda. I used most of it for the first 2 cups, and then I needed the rest of one of those 20-ounce bottles and part of another one for my other 1 cup that I'll be using in the batter. You're gonna have some of this orange crush soda left over that you've reduced, the syrup, but what I like to do is when I serve the cupcakes, the same with the root beer and the cream soda frosting, is that those syrups are on hand for someone to drizzle onto the cupcakes if they so desire. It's a big sugar overload. Don't drink the reduced soda. It's not that good. And then what else we're going to do while this is reducing is start getting our other stuff ready. My 2 cups of all-purpose flour, you can use cake flour too, but the all-purpose will work, as well as 2 teaspoons of baking powder, a half a teaspoon of baking soda, and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And we'll start the liquid part of the batter with 1 cup of sugar and 2 large eggs, room temperature, as well as about a half a teaspoon of orange extract. And we'll be adding a 1/4 cup of vegetable oil, and then 1 cup of orange crush soda, a tablespoon of orange Jello, and 1/8 cup of the reduced syrup. So when you're done reducing your syrup, you need to let it kind of sit out at room temperature and cool down. And then we'll need it refrigerated for when we do the frosting. So take your portion that you need for the batter and refrigerate the rest. Now I'm adding a squeeze of the orange food gel coloring here. That's completely optional and up to you depending on how orange you want your cupcakes. You can use it, you can use a little bit, you can use a lot. It's just going to change the coloring, and that's it. The frosting, the same thing, you can use as much as you want. I don't think I added any to the frosting. Yeah, I didn't. So it's going to be a light, nice light orange frosting on top of my pretty vibrant cupcakes when they're done. And you can see I add my flour here kind of a little bit at a time. That's a half cup scoop that I'm adding. And I just want to get it just combined. Don't overmix your batter. And there's the last of it. And then I'm going to add some fresh orange zest, and my cupcakes will be ready to divvy out into my cupcake liners. And there's my syrup. This does make 18 cupcakes. This batch had easily 18. I usually make sure I have an extra to test too. So 18 plus at least 1 for testing. And my oven is preheating in the background, 350 degrees. I'm gonna bake these for about 19 minutes was exactly what I baked this set for. So remember to check it after 15 minutes. 18 minutes will probably be pretty close for you depending on your oven temperatures and where you're at, that sort of thing. But generally speaking, you have a few minute window. So if it took me 18 or 19 minutes, you want to start checking a few minutes before that, and it could take you a few minutes longer. So I just use my little ice cream scooper there to divvy these out, and I'm being really messy because I'm actually taking these to a birthday party, and I'm trying to get them done kind of quickly. So 2/3 full, they come out, they look like this. They're wonderful, they are tasty, they have a nice spongy texture, and they're nice and moist. They're not dry at all. And to start your buttercream frosting, make sure that you've got 2 sticks of butter that are out at room temperature. Mine are always cold. I can never get them really softened unless I've got them next to the oven. So I have to struggle a bit here to get my buttercream started. And then the buttercream is basically, you want to add a little bit of your powdered sugar and your heavy whipping cream, and we're using a little bit of our reduced orange soda syrup. And we'll be combining those in bits. So you see there's a little bit of orange extract that just went in, 1 teaspoon. And then I'm using a couple tablespoons of heavy cream, about the same in the syrup. And then I'll add like a half cup or so of the powdered sugar. And I'm just gonna keep repeating that until I have my buttercream all incorporated. See, there goes the soda. So it's just going to run through and show a couple times of that. That's all I'm doing. And we're going to keep repeating this until all of the confectioner or powdered sugar is used up. There's 3 cups that we're using for this. And then once that's done, we will be using a Wilton 1M piping tip. You can use any of the large star tips to get the same results. And a disposable, because I'm all about easy cleanup. I have the reusable bags, but I just don't use them that frequently. I have a large quantity of disposables. I like that. So we're just going to finish up making our crushed soda buttercream by alternating, as you've seen, with the confectioner sugar, the syrup, and the heavy cream, and then scrape the sides as needed to get everything back in the center so that you are getting everything incorporated evenly. So I'm getting terrorized by the kitten while I'm doing this. If you hear me say ow, it's because he's got very sharp claws. So all the buttercream's done. I'm going to cut off my disposable piping bag here so that my tip will fit in there. And I've got the glass setting out because what I like to do is get my tip in there, set it down in my glass, and fill my piping bag. So I'm not holding it. Sometimes I'll hold it, but sometimes I just like to autofill it like this, especially when I have a solid color. When I'm doing combined colors or I'm painting streaks on the side, I like to hand hold it. So we're going to start in the very center when we're piping this. And hopefully your cupcakes don't move on you because that makes it a lot easier. Start in the center, make a small little dot, and start swirling out around the edges and push it out from there. Up to the top, press in, and then release the pressure on your piping bag. A little bit more if you want it to be a little higher. And then I'm going to take my little candies, you know, the little orange flavored jellies with the sugar coating, and place them in the top. And I have my wonderful cupcakes. They were such a hit at Lauren's birthday party at her school. And they were there with the root beer cupcakes and the pecan slab pie bars, which were a total hit too. I'm sure you're going to love these creamsicle flavored cupcakes. They are so wonderful. And I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe. We have lots of videos coming. Thanks for watching, and we will see you again next time.